Most people think traveling after 70 is all about relaxation, beautiful places, and enjoying life. And while that can absolutely be true, there's another side of traveling later in life that very few people talk about. A hidden side. Because the truth is, traveling after 70 comes with unique risks that can turn your dream trip into a nightmare if you're not prepared. Let me tell you about James, 74. He and his wife had saved for years to go on a dream cruise through the Caribbean. They were excited, packed their bags, and boarded the ship ready for adventure. But 4 days into the trip, James started feeling strange. Chest pain, difficulty breathing, panic, and the worst part? They were far from land, far from hospitals, far from help. What was supposed to be a relaxing vacation turned into an emergency that James never expected. The medical team on board helped stabilize him, but those hours of waiting to reach the nearest port felt like an eternity. James survived, but later he admitted something powerful. I had no idea how unprepared I was for what travel after 70 really means. And that's exactly why I'm making this video. Because there are dangers that most seniors never consider when planning a trip. Things like health surprises, infections in new environments, exhaustion that lasts for days, or even falls in unfamiliar places. These risks aren't about scaring you away from traveling. They're about protecting you, so that your next trip can be not only fun, but safe. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 5 of the most important dangers every senior needs to know before packing their bags. And more importantly, I'll share exactly what you can do to avoid them. Stay with me, because some of these dangers might surprise you. And the last one? It has nothing to do with your health, but it could save you from losing thousands of dollars or becoming the victim of a painful scam. The first hidden danger of traveling after 70 is also the most serious. Unexpected health problems far from home. When you're in your own city, close to your doctor, pharmacy, and hospital, any health issue feels more manageable. But once you're traveling, especially in a different country, on a cruise ship, or in a rural area, even a small problem can quickly become a crisis. Let me tell you about Barbara, 73. Barbara loved traveling. She booked a beautiful bus tour through Europe with her best friend. The scenery was stunning, the food delicious, the memories unforgettable. Until the 5th day, Barbara woke up with severe chest pain. They were in a small town, far from a hospital, with no local doctor speaking English. The tour guide tried to help, but hours passed before Barbara got proper care. Thankfully, she recovered. But later she said something that every senior should hear. If this had happened back home, I would have been in a hospital within 20 minutes. On that trip, it took over 5 hours. That difference could cost someone their life. Here's what many seniors don't realize. Traveling increases certain health risks. Long flights or bus rides can lead to blood clots. Changes in food, water, or climate can trigger heart or breathing problems. High altitudes, heat, or humidity can overwhelm the body faster than expected. So what should you do before traveling after 70? First, visit your doctor. Get a complete checkup. Discuss your travel plans honestly, where you're going, how long, what activities you'll do. Second, travel with all necessary medications in your carry-on bag. Don't check them with luggage. Third, research hospitals and emergency contacts in your destination before you leave. And finally, never travel without good travel medical insurance that covers emergency care and evacuation. It's not an extra expense, it's peace of mind. Because nothing ruins a dream trip faster than a health emergency you're not prepared for. And while unexpected health problems are scary, the next danger is much sneakier. It's something invisible, hiding in airports, airplanes, hotels, and restaurants, just waiting to attack seniors with weaker immune systems. The second hidden danger of traveling after 70 is one you can't see, but it might follow you everywhere you go. Infections. Airports, airplanes, cruise ships, buses, hotels, public restrooms, all of these places are full of bacteria and viruses. And while younger people might bounce back from a minor cold or stomach bug, for seniors, even a small infection can lead to a hospital stay. Why? Because as we age, our immune systems become weaker. It takes longer to fight off illnesses. and unfamiliar environments with new germs, foods, and water increase the chances of getting sick. Let me tell you about Margaret, 76. She traveled to Mexico with her daughter for a beach vacation. It was paradise until she ate something that didn't agree with her. What started as a stomach ache turned into vomiting, dehydration, and a fever that sent her to an urgent care clinic far from the resort. She recovered, but said something important. "I thought I was being careful, but my body couldn't handle it like it used to. And she's not alone." Common risks include respiratory infections from dry airplane air, stomach illnesses from unfamiliar food or water, skin infections from public surfaces and restrooms or hotel rooms, airborne viruses from crowds and poor ventilation. So what can you do? Wash your hands frequently, more than you think you need to. Use hand sanitizer after touching public surfaces. Drink only bottled or filtered water, especially abroad. Avoid raw foods, ice from unknown sources, and buffets in unfamiliar places. Wear a mask in crowded areas if you're at higher risk. Also, ask your doctor if you need any travel vaccines or preventive medications depending on where you're going. If you're still watching, I can tell you care deeply about protecting yourself. Type the number 2 in the comments so I know you're still with me, and if this video is helping you, feel free to subscribe. Your support helps bring this information to more seniors who need it. Now, getting sick on a trip is terrible. But the next danger doesn't come from a virus. It comes from your own body, simply being too tired to recover. The third hidden danger of traveling after 70 is something most people never expect until it happens to them. It's extreme fatigue and how hard it can be to recover from a trip when you're older. You see, when we're young, travel might leave us a little tired for a day or two. But after 70, that same trip can drain your energy in a way that lasts for days, sometimes even weeks. And the worst part is, most seniors don't see it coming. That's exactly what happened to Edward, 78. For years, Edward loved road trips. He always felt alive behind the wheel, driving to new places, visiting family, seeing the world. But last summer, something changed. He and his wife planned a beautiful trip across several states. At first, he felt fine. But after 2 long days of driving, early mornings, late nights, hotel beds that weren't comfortable, and meals at odd hours, Edward began to feel completely drained. By the 3rd day, he could barely keep up. And when he got home, instead of feeling refreshed, he spent almost an entire week sitting in his recliner, barely moving. His legs felt weak, his back ached, and he had headaches that wouldn't go away. He later told his daughter something honest and powerful. "I thought vacations were supposed to recharge you, but I came home feeling worse than when I left." And that's the truth for many seniors. Traveling after 70 often means your body doesn't recover like it used to. Fatigue hits harder. Energy takes longer to return. And if you're not careful, this exhaustion can weaken your immune system, increase confusion, raise your risk of falling, and even affect your heart or blood pressure. But here's the good news. You don't have to stop traveling. You just have to travel smarter. That means planning rest days in the middle of your trip, choosing quiet hotels that allow for proper sleep, drinking plenty of water throughout the day, moving gently during long drives or flights, and avoiding the temptation to fill every hour with activity. Sometimes, traveling slowly, with fewer plans and more relaxation, can leave you feeling much better than trying to do everything at once. Edward learned that lesson. On his next trip, he gave himself permission to go slower. And this time, he came home feeling rested, happy, and ready for his normal life. But while exhaustion might slow you down, the next danger can knock you down completely, and often in the places you feel safest. The fourth hidden danger of traveling after 70 is one that happens faster than almost anything else. And sadly, it's also one of the most common reasons seniors end up in the hospital while traveling. I'm talking about falls and accidents in unfamiliar places. You see, when you're at home, you know every corner, every step, every little change in the floor. You know where the light switches are, how high the bed is, and even where your favorite chair sits. But the moment you leave home and step into a hotel room, a cruise ship cabin, a rented house, or a friend's guest room, everything changes. And that's exactly what happened to Linda, 77. She was visiting her daughter in another state, staying in a lovely little guest room. But one night, while getting up to use the bathroom, she didn't notice that the small rug near the bed had shifted slightly. She stepped on the edge, lost her balance, and fell hard, breaking her wrist. Linda had never fallen at home, but in a new environment, even the smallest difference in flooring or lighting can turn into a serious danger. That's because our balance naturally becomes weaker with age. Reflexes slow down. Vision changes, especially at night. And if you're already tired from traveling, the risk becomes even greater. Falls on trips can be devastating, not just because of injury, but because of where they happen. Imagine falling on cobblestone streets in Europe, slipping in a cruise ship bathroom, or missing a step while boarding a bus in a foreign city. Recovery away from home is harder. Hospitals might be unfamiliar, and in some places, medical care might be difficult to access quickly. That's why it's so important to take simple precautions every time you travel. Always check the floor for rugs, cords, or uneven surfaces. Keep a small nightlight in your suitcase so you can see clearly at night. Use handrails when available, take your time on stairs, and avoid walking in unfamiliar areas in the dark. And never be embarrassed to ask for help when carrying luggage or stepping on and off transportation. Linda learned to travel with small, practical tools like a flashlight by her bed, shoes with excellent grip, and a habit of scanning every new room for potential hazards. And if you're still here with me, I know you truly care about staying safe during your travels. Please go ahead and click the like button. It really helps this message reach more seniors who might need these reminders too. Because while falls can happen in an instant, the next danger is much slower, quieter, and often invisible. But when it strikes, it can cost you far more than any injury ever could. The fifth and final hidden danger of traveling after 70 isn't about your health or your body. It's about something just as important, your peace of mind and your money. Because unfortunately, seniors have become one of the main targets for scams and frauds around the world, especially when they're traveling. Let me tell you about Susan, 75. Susan was a smart, experienced traveler. She had visited several countries over the years and loved meeting new people. But on her last trip to a beautiful European city, something happened that she never expected. She was walking through a busy market when a friendly young man approached her, speaking perfect English. He offered to help her find a special local restaurant. He smiled, gave her directions, and even recommended a place for dessert. Susan thanked him, but as soon as she got to the restaurant, she realized her small purse, the one she had been holding carefully, was gone. Stolen, right from under her arm. Her credit cards, her ID, even some of her travel money, gone in seconds. The truth is, many scammers target seniors on purpose. They know that older travelers often move slower, might be less familiar with technology, and usually carry cash or important documents with them. And it's not just theft. Seniors are also tricked into fake taxi rides with overcharged prices, fake tour guides who disappear after taking payment, or even helpers at ATMs who end up stealing card information. So how can you protect yourself? Always keep your valuables close to your body. A money belt worn under clothing is far safer than a purse or backpack. Never let strangers distract you while in crowded places. Be careful when using ATMs. Only choose machines in well-lit, secure areas like banks or hotels. And always double-check prices, transportation, and bookings before handing over your money. Susan learned her lesson the hard way, but she now travels with extra precautions, copies of her documents, emergency cash hidden in separate places, and a backup credit card stored safely away from her main wallet. Because losing money or documents on a trip can turn a beautiful vacation into a nightmare very quickly. But if you understand these dangers and travel prepared, you can still enjoy every second of your adventure. And now, let's take a moment to reflect together. Because traveling after 70 isn't just about avoiding dangers. It's about living well, living wisely, and creating beautiful memories in a safe and confident way. Now that you've seen these 5 hidden dangers of traveling after 70, I hope one thing has become very clear. Traveling later in life is not about giving up your dreams. It's about preparing wisely, protecting yourself, and making every trip not only possible, but safe and unforgettable. And do you remember James, the 74-year-old man I told you about in the very beginning? The one who ended up in an unexpected health emergency during his cruise? Well, that experience changed him forever, but not in the way you might think. James didn't stop traveling. Instead, he became smarter about how he traveled. He learned to visit his doctor before every trip, to carry his medications properly, to rest more during vacations, and to stay alert to small dangers around him. Most of all, James said that experience taught him to appreciate the simple beauty of travel, not rushing from place to place, but enjoying every quiet sunrise, every slow walk on the beach, and every conversation shared over coffee. Because when you travel with wisdom, age becomes just a number. Your adventures can still be wonderful, peaceful, and full of life, without fear, without rushing, and without unnecessary risks. And now I'd love to know something from you. Of all the dangers we talked about today, health emergencies, infections, exhaustion, falls, or scams, which one caught your attention the most? Which one made you stop and think, this is something I really need to be careful about? Please share it with me in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I love knowing which part of the video helped you the most. And if this video brought you value, please click the like button. It helps us share these messages with even more seniors who deserve to travel safely and live well. And of course, if you'd like to receive more videos like this, with stories, lessons, and advice for a longer, healthier life, I'd be honored to have you here. Just hit that subscribe button and join this beautiful community of people who care about living well after 60. Because life is still full of wonderful places waiting for you. And now, you can go meet them, wisely, safely, and with all the joy in your heart. Thank you so much for being here.